Well, hello there, motherfuckers. Well, what more can I say? You know, there's no point in watching Raw. There's no point in watching SmackDown. There's no point in watching the pay-per-views. But, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people. I saw What Culture put out a video. It was the best Raw in years, all year, they said, right? Probably they would even say it's the best Raw in years, but they said it was the best Raw this year, to be fair, in 2019. And I'm you know, because I still follow them on Instagram. I scroll down and I see Maria Kanellis wins the 24/7 championship. And I said in my Raw reunion review that I put out last week that the 24/7 championship was undoubtedly one of the most entertaining parts of the show. Was it a masterpiece? No, but it was entertaining. It did make me laugh, and I thought that it was one of the more positive parts of the show. I think that Drake Maverick and R-Truth were putting on some good performances. They were comedic, they were entertaining. They made me want to watch those segments from start to finish. But needless to say, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. And why is it? I mean, like, okay, so, like you're saying, Brad, it's been cringy for how many years? You're going to come on here, you're going to make another rant, you're not watching, why do you care? Brad, go away, go make your gaming videos, go make your movie reviews and stuff like that. Well, I can't help myself. You see, when I see something like this, I have to talk about it, because the wrestling fan deep inside of here needs to talk about it. And I've talked about for years how the wrestlers just don't sound tough. The wrestlers do not sound like Stone Cold. They don't sound like The Rock. They don't sound like The Undertaker. They, whenever there's an insult, it's always something super lame, something super cringy. I mean, listen to Seth Rollins on Raw Reunion. You're a Seth Rollins wannabe. Oh my god, like the insult right there. Like, oh my, like how could he say that? How could they not censor out something so vulgar? Oh my goodness, like those are strong words. Wow. But Maria tells her husband, Mike Kanellis, Mike Bennett, who wins the 24/7 championship on this last episode of Raw, that she's going to break the door down if he doesn't open it up and kick him in the vagina. And I'm like, wow, those words spoken right there was something more tough than Braun Strowman. And I'm hearing that Paul Heyman was pretty much in control on this show. And this is what people are accrediting to improvement. Okay, so they finally get someone to tough talk on this show to finally, get a good line out and say something where it actually shocks the audience, and they're taking and I see people like, oh man, Paul Heyman, really getting things back on track. Guys, it was Maria that said it. a female pregnant woman was the first one in years to break the drought of tough talk on WWE programming. You see the problem there? It wasn't Brock Lesnar. It wasn't Elias. It wasn't Roman Reigns. Maria is so tough. She scares Mike Bennett, a guy who got in amazing shape. I watched it on Instagram myself. The guy had a complete body transformation. And he looks great. She tells him to get down on the ground because she wants her baby to be champion. She puts one foot on her, puts her high heels on the guy's body, pins him, wins the belt, makes him look like a total loser, makes him look weak as hell. And I mean, okay, so the guy hasn't even really been on TV, so it doesn't matter either way. Unless you're a 205 Live fan, it doesn't really matter, right? So what I'm asking here, and then she goes down the hallway. She stands in front of Titus O'Neil mocks Titus O'Neil, saying, oh, you know, you want to be the 24/7 champion again. What are you going to do? You're going to pin a pregnant woman? And she goes down, she goes, I'll be at my OBGYN appointment if anyone wants to come get, you know. And I'm just saying, like, all these wrestlers totally getting cucked out. Like, it's just, I mean, holy crap. Holy cannoli. I mean, this is just, it's sad. And for, you know, of course What Culture likes this, right? The soy boys on What Culture, of course they're enjoying this type of content. Because, you know, they're always trash talking the Attitude Era. Like, the only one that ever says anything positive about any of the actual good stuff is Simon Miller. He's the only one that doesn't spend the whole video bad-mouthing Roman Reigns. And, you know, best Raw all year, guys, of course, you know. But when about half the roster gets cucked out by Maria Kanellis, then that, you know, that's a great Raw right there, right? There's one for the books, boys. I mean, honestly, like, huh? Like, are you kidding me? I look at that and I see one of the worst things I've seen in years. Like, it just shows, like, the first time they have someone actually say, like, a tough line there, it comes from a female and not even from, like, someone like Charlotte or even their prized Cringy Lynch. No, it comes from Maria. And I commented this on their Instagram page, and I believe one of my subscribers, I think he's a subscriber, commented and said, yeah, she looks even tougher than Stone Cold Cringy Lynch. And I'm like, exactly. She said they had the man cry on one episode of, I think it was Raw SmackDown prior to WrestleMania. And meanwhile, you've got Maria Kanellis. She's got no fear. She's basically like the female Brock Lesnar. They made her look tougher than Ronda Rousey. I mean, honestly, this is how Ronda Rousey should have been. Don't you see how Maria's like super mean and nasty and, you know, and she doesn't care how Mike Kanellis feels. She'll stand face to face with Titus O'Neil, who towers over her. You know, you've got these big buff dudes like Zack Ryder back there, and everyone's standing around like, and it's not their fault. They're told to do that. All these guys like Heath Slater and everything. All these guys who have proven that they're entertaining as hell, you know, and they're, you know, the multi-talented people, role models like Titus O'Neil writes a book about, you know, how there's no such thing as a bad kid trying to help people be parents and stuff, a positive influence, you know, all this stuff about charity, and you think maybe they do something positive with a guy like Titus? No. Instead, let's have Maria Kanellis talk down to him. Well, not really. She's talking down to him while looking up at him. Why she's wearing heels? So he's a gigantic dude, and they're making him look weak. How do you feel, Titus? Yeah, have we buried you enough? Now let this pregnant woman just make fun of you right to your face. So there you go. So, you know, one of the few positives there on the show, one of the very few, maybe the only minor positive on the show, the 24/7 rule. And if Paul Heyman is responsible for this segment, he just ruined it. Great job, Paul, or maybe it's not his fault. Great job, WWE Vince, whoever thought this crappy idea up. You did a great job making a bad show even worse. This is why I said, guys, even when they bring in a new wrestler, even when they push somebody, when it seems like something's positive, just like them bringing the show The Fox and everything, and Fox is, ooh, they're getting on top of them and everything like that. Doesn't matter, guys. Don't get your hopes up. There's no point in getting your hopes up because the product is dead. It's 6 feet under. It's gone. It's totally destroyed. And segments like this downright prove it. And then I watch another video, and then she like backs up into Braun Strowman, and they're like, you know, you already know where this is going, like based on her character. Like, she's not scared of anything. Fearless Maria. Remember, like when they booked her back in 2006 or 2005, you know, she was a blithering idiot. She was supposed to be ditzy. That was her character. She was like cute, you know, an attractive girl, but very dumb. And that was part of the joke. And then if you go and you watch her during the trial of Eric Bischoff, and she said something like very sophisticated, and that was like the joke. And it was funny when they did that. But so she backs up into Braun Strowman. And you know how I said she's the female Braun Strowman? Well, I didn't actually think they were going to do this on the same show because I had to go watch the video. Because it's like something that happened backstage, so they didn't really, you know, pronounce it as much as like when she actually won the belt. And the hallway scene where she insults Titus O'Neil. So later on, she's like, backs up into Braun Strowman. And, you know, and she says, like, you're crowding me. And, you know, and she, like, goes on and, like, insults him. And, like, I'm just saying to myself, Braun Strowman's there and he's, like, huffing and puffing. This guy's supposed to be a monster. Wasn't he, like, almost beating Brock Lesnar? Wasn't he almost, you know, he was dominating Roman Reigns. He was this huge monster. And, like, why are they putting so much stock in Maria? It's like, this one girl, it's like they're getting so carried away with her. Like, okay, yeah, she's always been, like, a good actress. She's always, like, been good with her character and everything. Even back then, when they found her in the Diva Search. You know, she wasn't, like, a, you know, like, it wasn't, like, a great performance, but it was, like, pretty good, you know, for, like, an amateur. But now it's, like, I don't know, like, they make her more reputable here as a champion, like, acting all tough and not being scared, than the WWE champion. Like, where are their priorities? This is, like, completely insane. She's actually confronting Braun Strowman. They up the ante. She's talking down to Titus O'Neil. Okay, well, he's a jobber, so we kind of get that. But Braun Strowman, I mean, I know that they haven't been true to his character. You know, they've knocked him down a few pegs because of the lateness and all that, him showing up to the arena late and all that. I know that's why they haven't made him champion. But they're actually going to have him stand there and get insulted by Maria. I mean, oh my goodness. Like, jeez. This is so bad. I mean, I like, they are burying themselves. They have no one to blame but themselves. I mean, you would think, like, if something happens, you know, that's bad, it's something that's out of their control. No, like, this is pretty apparent. Like, why would they do something like this and purposely make people look bad, all in the name of Maria? Like, they haven't built a star in years. The first time they start, like, giving some real momentum and some toughness to a character and some edge, and they give it to Maria Kanellis of all people. Holy cannoli. Oh my god. Like, I just can't. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think it was one of the cringiest things you've ever seen on WWE television? Or do you think it was the best thing you've seen in years, like White Culture said? Well, they said that the Raw as a whole was one of the best things they've seen in years. So, guys, please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all notifications I post all my new videos. And, guys, I will see you next time.